Hi, what's up guys? And we are back with another Spiritual Encounters. Tonight is summer solstice and tonight we are going to do our U.F.O special. So we're setting off here from Smithills Hall and we're going to hike it up to Winter Hill and across Winter Hill. We're going to stop at different points and do different experiments and try and look out for anything unusual in the skies.
Yes,
and what have you got planned, Andy?
Obviously, I'm going to use that infrared laser torch, maybe flash the skies if we see anything that's there. I've actually got my binoculars, so if we do see anything that looks a bit strange, I can actually zoom in with the binoculars better than the camera and get a better look at what it is. So I've got my spirit talker radio, see whether anything comes through on there. Obviously I've got the thing on my phone with the spirit talker on there. I've got my thermal imager and the old faithful EMF meter, just in case we get any strange electrical charges on the way up, because there shouldn't be any electric, alright, near the mast maybe, but on the way up shouldn't really get any sort of flickering or anything like that. So it's
So on the way up we're going to talk to you about some personal experiences we've had, because we've grown up in this area all our lives. We've grown up and lived in this area practically, and we're going to talk about some personal experiences and some local UFO sightings that have been reported and documented by the Bolton Evening News and also by the Manchester Evening News. So we'll take you on a little tour now. We're going to start climbing up through the woods and we'll catch up with you on the path, and then we like to listen out for any unusual sounds up there, because in the past we have had some strange sounds in the night around this area. So we're going to also be listening out for anything that may sound unusual and possibly cryptid. So stay with us on this summer solstice UFO journey. Okay guys, so whilst we're on this walk through the back end of Smithills Woods on up to Winter Hill, we're going to talk to you a little bit about aliens, UFOs, experiences, and basically we'd like people to come forward and give us their theories, what they think is going on, because there's so much film footage now around, particularly the American fighter jets that have been catching the Tic Tac video, the gimbal video, the Too Fast video. It can't be denied now that there is something going on, something in the skies and something beyond us in this world. So we're heading up to a UFO hotspot, Winter Hill television mast, which we do believe is a source of attraction for UFOs anyways, because it's got all kinds of transmitters up there for different things, and lots of people do go up there anyways, looking in the skies with telescopes and just looking out generally. So Andy, when did you first start getting interested in UFO or ufology, if you want to call it that?
Some people probably know, probably after a bit of Stonehenge I started reading stuff, and I think it started off, it was more like pagan sites and stuff like that, and then I started reading about so-called alien things. Was it an alien place that they could pick up? And it sort of stemmed from there, and I started reading a lot more about alien encounters, and it just fascinated me, and I started thinking, do you know, the size of the world and everything like that is just it's hard to not believe that we are the only people. It just seems outrageous that in the size of the universe and everything else that we can possibly be the only life form. And I just find it incredible that I think more and more now people are sighting, and obviously people have more access to cameras and stuff like that, and I think that's... But it's as though before it was very rare, and since the end of the war,
since Roswell, really,
since then, sightings have rocketed. I mean, and it's not just one place, it's all over the world.
Yeah.
All countries. And you just wonder at what point are we going to get to where we get. And I don't think, to be honest with you, we're that far off that we're going to get an announcement on the news and there's going to be one of these things, press conference, and there'll be some alien being there.
I do think they're preparing us for it, because now the footage is all out. You know, like the American fighter pilot footage has all been released in 2021. The Pentagon came forward and said, we do not know what these objects are in the skies. So I think they're definitely preparing us just for some kind of announcement if they need to make one in the future.
I do. I just think, and I just hope and pray it's in my lifetime that we get that. It's just...
So we're going to head on up to the bottom of Winter Hill, and then there we're going to start to tell you some UFO stories and some personal experiences that need to be put out there now, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we're on Winter Hill now, and we're going to walk over the tops and stop at some various points and do some alien UFO contact investigation methods, which we've tried and tested up here before, and we got some pretty unusual results the last time. And at the end of this video we've added on some additional footage from last year, Andy doing Esther's box, and we picked up some really unusual messages that we couldn't explain, and it was pretty freaky actually, because we were the only ones up here, and when you're out in the open like this in the dark, open spaces in the middle of the night, then you start to question, you know, how safe are we really? And I want to take you back to 1988 to 1992. If you can remember, the crop circles were appearing a lot in the fields at those times. Various parts of the world, really, different countries, but we had a lot down in the Cornwall and the Bath Bristol area of England, past Stonehenge, around those areas. I went down to Bath to see a friend who was at university there, and the two of us went out to check out some of these crop circles in the fields, and we filmed them, and they were literally like crushed grass, perfect circles. And I believe that Andy tells me anyway that if the stalks are broke, then it's man-made. If the grass is crushed and the stalks are not broke, then it's more likely to be possible a UFO or something else. So after that time, I started to have some really, really strange experiences when I was asleep at night. Now, I grew up at the bottom of this hill here at Smithills, my family home. That's where I lived, it's where I grew up, so we're wide open to all of this, and the television mast, which we're going to get to later. I had some what you call out-of-body experiences from being 18 to being about 22, and at that time I was reading a lot of ancient alien stuff. I was reading a lot of stuff about the pyramids, not just the Egyptian ones, but pyramids all over the world, and got books out of the library on like ancient civilizations, and I was getting really, really, really deep into all of this stuff. And I started to have these like out-of-body experiences, and the best way I can describe it for those people that might have already had, you know, the same thing, it's like sleep paralysis where you absolutely freeze up and you can't move, and pins and needles tingling all over. Then all of a sudden you seem to be being drawn out of your body. It's like feeling, the best way I can describe it is when you're hoovering and you get the hoover stuck to you. It's kind of like that feeling, that sensation, but all over, like being sucked out of your body. Then you have this like tumbling forwards and backwards, really like giddy, drunken, kind of floating effect, like lightheaded, and you know, like I felt like I'd come out of the hacienda at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I hadn't. I was still in my bed, and it's the same kind of feeling. So at that time I thought, all right, I'm reading a lot of books on paranormal and I'm reading all this other stuff. Maybe I'm just having these imagination. Maybe imagination is in the sleep is just getting a bit overactive. Maybe this is what it is. I don't know. I couldn't explain it at all. I did dream of one UFO back in those days, around about 1990. It was like square, but it had like a ball in each corner, which was multicoloured lights flashing. And in my dream, it landed in a farmer's field, not too far from here, and the balls were revolving, and it left the crushed imprint in the grass, like the corn circles. That's what my dream was, and it was very vivid. And afterwards, I thought, I wonder if that could be an explanation to the crop circles. So these experiences went on and off for 4 years, till about 1992, when I went with a friend to Cairo to the actual pyramids. To see them and go inside them and everything, and it's just been that was a fascinating era for me for studying, but also I was having all these really weird experiences, out-of-body experiences, sleep paralysis, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I didn't see any UFOs in the sky at that time, and I don't remember any sort of alien abduction, or I don't remember seeing anything unusual as regards like an alien species like greys or anything like that. But then apparently, if anybody watches the Betty and Barney Hill case from 1961, when they had their encounter in New Hampshire, America, it was deleted from their memory, so they only found out what happened to them when they went through regression and hypnosis, and then it all came out that they'd been abducted onto a spacecraft with these aliens. And apparently it's deleted completely from your memory, like blacked out, you don't know anything unless you go through hypnosis. So I've never had that hypnosis done, and I'm considering now whether to see that through, actually. Okay guys, so the location that we're at now is halfway up Winter Hill, and it's the site of a derelict house. This house was built by a guy who wanted to avoid paying Bolton the council tax. Believe it or not, it's true. And he got away with it for years and years and years, and there was no mention of this place on any ordnance survey map. This is long before GPS and Google Maps. He wasn't even known, he wasn't listed, and he got away for years living up here, right here, in this bit of a crater now with bricks, where Andy's sitting right now, setting his equipment up, and just so he didn't have to pay Bolton the council tax.
We're in some action.
Seriously, already?
I'll have nothing on.
No, you've not. That was quick. We're right in the middle of
nowhere. There's
nothing up here.
There's no
How can we get that so soon?
There's no pylons, there's nothing, there's no electricity whatsoever.
That's unreal.
Anywhere. I've not even got my phone on.
We haven't even done anything yet.
I've not put anything on.
And we're literally on the side of the hill, so there is no electric. There's nothing.
No electric, there's no pylons, there's no electricity here. I haven't even got my phone on.
That's really weird then. So now it could be one of two things. It could be paranormal activity from the guy who used to live here, or it could be we're picking something up already, some energies.
Right, so we'll crack on with a bit of...
Yeah, let's get on and see what we can get.
Because, I've not put anything on, so there's no electricity.
That's just weird, especially up here. So Andy's going to run Spirit Box first. Yeah, that's going like crazy, Luke.
Who's making these lights light up? Who's making these lights light up?
Waiting. Who's waiting?
We're waiting.
Who's waiting? Who's waiting? Who are you? A deep voice comes through every now and again. That was the same voice.
Who's waiting? You ready for a shot?
Really? What do you mean by that? Show us.
Who's waiting? Who's waiting? Tell us who's waiting. Tell us who's waiting. Stars.
Stars? Who are you? What race?
Who are you?
What race of alien are you? Where are you from?
Species. Species.
Yeah, it's species.
Inter.
Where are you from? Which part of the galaxy?
Can you tell us where you're from and who are you? And who's waiting? Next world.
Across the decades.
Across the decades.
Across the decades.
But can they time travel? This is one of the questions, isn't it? Do they come through portals?
The one thing I want to know is, are you friendly?
Captured live on the decks.
They're captured live?
Captured live.
So does this mean abduction then? Alien abduction?
Uncovered.
Well, who are you? Can you tell us, give us a name? Can you give us a name? Can you give us a name? Who are you and where are you from and why are you here? That's gone dead now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it has. I can't hear anything, can you? It's deadly silent.
It's dead silent. That's why I can turn this up full blast, because there's nobody around.
No. Maybe we should try a different experiment now then. So that was a bit weird, guys. So we got like alien abduction at the end there, which this is wide open to anything like that because there's no one around, and if we were to get abducted now, that's going again, Luke. It was just going again that then what will we do? Who do we tell? How do we get out of that situation? And look, it's going again. It's just weird that, because we're right on the hillside and there's like nothing. It's full effect that too. It's really I'm going to keep that in the background while I talk to you guys so you can see that, I think. So it's not far from here where we found that really strange footprint. For those people that might have seen our footage from last year, we did Belmont Graveyard, and then we followed up with strange footprint found. That was about a mile away from here, and we'd finished the shoot at Belmont Graveyard and we'd come up for a walk, before we went home to sleep, and we just managed to capture this footprint in the ground. So if you want to see that, if you go over to strange footprint found from last July, that was a bit weird actually. It's all this area, it's all this region, and that EMF is still going like crazy, and there's nothing around it at all to cause that to happen. Nothing at all, so we don't know why. But there have been many UFO sightings up here over the years, going back like 1960s, 1970s. 1981 there was a big sighting over Bolton. Several people saw it. Two ladies that I recently met told me that they lost 2 hours of time. They were gone to the local pub, and it was the usual routine. Go to the pub, come out of there, walk up to the chip shop, get the chips and walk home. And the father was sitting waiting for them, and they used to sit and eat chips together. And this one particular night, the two of them were walking along and they saw strange lights in the sky, so they stopped to look at the lights, and mesmerised by the lights. And then when they got to the chip shop, and then when they got home, they'd lost 2 hours. They were 2 hours later than usual, and they can't account for that time. And the guy who we go to buy all our cameras and equipment off, when we were chatting to him recently, told us in 1981 he saw a UFO, multicoloured lights flashing in the skies over Haslam Park in Bolton. Exactly the same month, exactly the same year, exactly the same story. Didn't know the two ladies that I'd spoken to, and didn't, it just told us exactly the same story, but at a different time. So there was definitely something in that time going on. Okay, so Andy's going to run Spirit Talker now, and we'll see if we can get any messages through this, because we have had messages before from what we consider to be other beings. Because what did we get? Was it transgalactic communication or something we got last time, didn't we? I'm going to keep that EMF meter in shot because it's still maxing out at the back, and I don't know why that is doing that, because there's nothing but grass, stones, this derelict house which never had electricity. So what the hell, I don't know, I really don't. We hadn't had any equipment set on or anything, and it was going off already, maxing out. So that only picks up on energies or electrical energies.
The equipment's having a moment.
Really?
Oh,
Why?
that's all right.
You're not coming on? This is not the first time this has happened to equipment up here for us, has it? Do you remember Rivington Pike that night? It's before we started YouTube. We had your phone, my phone and one of the cameras pointing at the television mast, and we'd seen a white light coming down of the side of the television mast, and my battery drained, your battery drained, and the camera battery drained, all within 5 minutes of each other. That's still maxing out there. I can't. That's just unreal. It doesn't even do that on haunted paranormal locations. Not so much. The last time we was asking out up here, we got some really unusual messages.
It's playing up.
Maybe we need to get higher up where the transmitters are and pick up our signal from there then. Not because we're in this dip. Because we're in a little bit of a dip here. This is like where the house was, where the guy lived. He just didn't want to pay the council tax, so he built himself this house on the side of the hill and lived there. And by the time they caught up with him, he passed away, so there's nothing they could do.
So, what's going on here? Who are we getting these messages from?
There's nothing coming up. I think maybe we need to get higher up on the hill near the mast and out of this ditch, to be honest. Because that might affect your signal, but that shouldn't be going off.
Off.
I've never had a problems with this thing.
No, and that shouldn't be going off like that. It really, I mean, that is not stopped since we set it out. It's maxing to red. Like, it's a full battery. It's like we've got full energies here. It's just so weird. Do you remember we launched the drone up here, didn't we, that day? And all the sheep came and gathered round up there watching us, thinking we were insane. I think we should move on up to another location and try it out there then.
Yeah, because
It's not having it here, is it?
it's not having it.
Okay, so we'll carry on up now towards Winter Hill television mast. That's the red light you can see in the distance there. But look at that, we have to film this for you, because when the clouds are moving across, it looks like something from another world, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah, you'd be like, what the hell? You know, if you didn't know and you were walking up here, you'd be like, something just landed.
But it's like...
It is. So I just want to film you this view, because anybody who loves like UFO footage and stuff like that, You know, you could walk up here and you could still have the experience just from normal lighting, because it does look like a UFO, doesn't it? This is our television mast, guys, and it's got 8 red light bulbs going all the way up. The clouds are passing across it, so you can only see 1 or maybe 2 right now. But with the fog and everything, looks really eerie. Like, you could easily say, we think we got a UFO, but we know we haven't, not yet anyway. But I just wanted to show you how creepy and eerie it can be up here, and this is where we are. There's nothing, literally miles and miles and miles of just open space going across to Rivington Pike in that direction behind Andy. At the bottom of the hill there are villages all around, like Belmont, Astley Bridge where we live, Smithles where the hall is, and Doffcocker and Horwich itself. So, but up here we've even gone higher up than the farms now, there's nothing.
Thing is, where we are, to get to anywhere where there's electric or anything like that, so 30-minute walk, innit?
Down there in the town.
Literally.
This is where we are now, we're up in the hills, so you can't get any.
The nearest place is where that light is over there. So
Which is probably a farm, but how do we get that maxing out up here?
There's no electricity up here. There's no power lines up here.
That's why I don't understand that.
Because the thing is, and what gets me is people are like, oh, it's electricity, but there's no electricity, because if you remember few years ago when we had them grass fires, if there'd been electricity under here, it'd have burnt the cables, there would have been a power
There's
outage
no electricity.
somewhere. So there are no electricity cables under here.
That's why we run the EMF there, because up there at the mast, yeah, we've got transmitters, but here there's nothing, is there?
Nothing.
We're just up on the hills. That's the farm, one of the farms.
Don't.
It's Bolton, and then you can't see Manchester at the minute, it's at the back of the hills, but Manchester you can normally see it. So we're right up in the wilds here, so there's no reason why that should max out at all. And we'll give you an idea of, this is the kind of area where people have been spotting dogman, and also there's been reports of a big wild black panther type cat, which are now getting them all over the UK, not just here. So that's an interesting recent, but I think that's more of a wild animal rather than a cryptoid. It's possible that back in the late 1970s in England, the government brought a rule out where you weren't allowed to keep wildcats anymore, and some people did have wildcats at that time, so a lot of people turned them out, turned them outdoors into the wild, in the loose, and they think that possibly the black panther has survived because it can acclimatise, and that's why maybe they're still seen up and down the country. But the dogman, God knows, I have no clue what that is. I know we heard them weird sounds at Tockholes, the shocking noises, and we've never heard it since, and we're always out on the quest, aren't we, in case we get it again. But that was a complete mystery to us. And you think, is it something that lives here that we haven't discovered yet, or is it something alien that's been deposited here? Or is it some hybrid thing that we're creating, or is it some hybrid thing that the alien, they're creating, or just, I have nothing but question marks with that one. So we're going to head up there now, and then we'll get you a better view. Okay, so here we are. This is it. This is the top of Winter Hill and the television mast. So we're going to walk across this path. Andy's just ahead. A couple of interesting things to show you up here. Once we get past the television mast, it's like something from a sci-fi movie up here. It's like a space station. They've got like all the transmitter masts for like mobile phones, police, ambulance, all kinds of different stuff. And there's a couple of haunted locations too up here, which we've already done the paranormal on. We'll show you those places if we can get to them, because I believe they're doing some work up here right now, so we're hoping we can get all the way around. So this is the television mast. This is what you can see from, many of our videos. We filmed this as a feature to show you where we are in relation. now we're right beside it, so we just wanted to show you where we are in the grand scheme. That's the town down there, the lights, Bolton, all the way around, and that direction is Blackpool. So we'll walk along and we'll see if we're okay to carry on, because they do maintenance work and stuff, but it's never been cordoned off at night, so hopefully we'll get past and get around the other side and show you some interesting features like the Scotchman's Stomp, which is the location where a Scottish guy got shot in, I think it was 1838, something like that, at noon, middle of the day. They never found out who did it. We did a paranormal on that, and we did a paranormal snow also on that, so that's the Scotchman's Stump. And there's also a crater from a small plane crash, and some names which the people that didn't survive. But like I said, they are doing work up here at the minute, so we'll have to see if we can get up that way. If not, we're going to retrack and go down to the pond where it is an alien hotspot, a U.F.O hotspot down there. Actually, there has been a lot of sightings. So whether we can get up to the areas that we want to go to, two lads, or whether we have to backtrack to the pond doesn't really matter, because in this direction you've got 3 haunted locations, and in the other direction you've got like a U.F.O hotspot. So either way, this will work out for us. We can only go where we can go. If you're meant to go, you go. If you're not meant to go, sometimes I've always found when you're doing stuff like this, you can have a plan. You can plan to go to a certain place, and then you can't go because it's like cordoned off or for whatever reason. You end up going somewhere else, and it's like you're being led purposely to that other place, just in case you're meant to.
It has been known that we sometimes go where we're not supposed to go.
Yeah, but think about it, Andy. Come back and talk to me, don't just venture off into the dark. Think about it. So they've put a sign up saying we're doing work at the mast. What if they don't want us up here for other reasons? What if there's been a recent UFO landing or sighting or something that's being investigated by the government, and they've just locked it off and said just put a sign up saying that we're doing work on the mast? Because to be perfectly honest, that mast looks fine to me. It doesn't look like it needs any work, but then I don't know, you don't know what's going on the inside because it's all technology and stuff in it. But think about it, they could put that up as an excuse to stop you going up here, and it could be a cover-up, because you think about what's going on in America, all the different things that are being covered up.
Yeah, I mean,
it's only since 2021, since new people took over in the Pentagon Ministry of Defence, that have turned around and said, right, we're going to start releasing some of this footage now, because people have a right to know.
People do cover things up.
You know, and the people have... Is it Luis Alessandro and Tom DeLong from Blink-182 have been campaigning to get the government to open them files and come clean and be open and honest about what's going on. So now, finally, the Pentagon are releasing certain information, like a fighter pilot footage and all that stuff.
They're releasing videos of things that have been seen and stuff like that, but they're not telling us the truth.
No, they're not telling us the rest of it.
They're not telling us what we want to know.
You know, like this story, did Eisenhower meet with grey aliens and strike a deal to say, for technology, we'll let you abduct people and animals and take our plants and stuff? How do we know? So let's have a walk up and find out why that's cordoned off and if we can get through or not.
Right. There's one thing that people always say about people who've investigated aliens and have seen alien sightings. A lot of them seem to have said that later on they've had visits from people dressed all in black, or allegedly called the Men in Black, and people have said they've visited them, told you do not talk about this, you never speak about this never happened, and if you do, there will be serious consequences for you and your family. Now, 2 of these people visited ex-president of America, Bill Clinton, and a guy who was with him at the time Bill Clinton was visited while he was president, remember this, and the president of America probably the most powerful person in the whole of the world. Now, he's getting visits from people telling him he's not to release files, he's not to speak about things, or else it would be serious consequences for him and his family. And they basically insisted to him that it was like, we're not talking about you losing your job or things happening, we're talking about I'm getting rid of him. His family having accidents, him having accidents. Now, a lot of people seem to think that the Men in Black are a secret government agent. The secret government agency in America would be run, the top man would be the president. Now, these people are above that. So all my thought on this is they aren't a secret government agency. These people are aliens who are living among us, and they have the power to tell the President of America, you are not to talk about things connected with extraterrestrials, aliens, U.F.Os, things like that. And that is my thought on it, and that is why nobody can do anything about these visits, because they're not under our power. And if they have the power to threaten the President of America, then they're obviously not working for a department that he knows about. He didn't even know who these people were. Now, does that not seem strange to you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know?
Definitely somebody above the regular presidents and government is working on board this UFO thing, definitely.
Yeah, and this is a theory, and I mean, I've read and people say, oh, it's a secret government agency, and I've seen, you've had the films that they're a secret government agency, and no, this theory about them being that, I think they're an alien who are here. They're like an alien security force that you're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that is my theory.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. I think it's definitely stuff going on that we are not a party to. We're not allowed that information, and
yeah,
it's like
they're protecting their.
It's like people over here as well that found remains of creatures by the roadside that they haven't been able to identify, and they've called. Whoever they've called have come out. The government, military have come out and removed it. The military helicopters with the two propellers are the ones that come out and remove things that we can't explain, that people find just hiking like this, or whatever, driving down country roads or wherever they happen to be.
I think if you kick the hornet's nest too much, you get.
I think you'll be visited.
I just think sometimes they'll let you push it too far and let you do your speculation. But if you're getting real, proper evidence, it will never be seen.
No, it won't.
It'll never be seen. But that's a story for later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get down to Two Lads. So
yeah,
we were able to get to the mast, which is just right behind me there. They've cordoned off the other side of it, so the Scotchman Stump paranormal area we can't get to, but we have done 2 videos already on that, so if you want to check that out, it's listed as Scotchman Stump. We shot one in the snow, and then we did one, I think, summertime besides as well. The plane crash crater is also in that area, so they have actually fenced that off right now, so they are doing some work up at the mast, but to be honest with you, they really need a new building up here. They've had this one for about 50 years. I remember a guy when I was at college in going back to 1988 again, time travelling, a guy from Graham, a guy called Graham came down to college who worked at this mast to do us a course on sound. He wanted to teach us about different microphones and sound and stuff like that. And that was like, he'd been working here a long time then, so it's probably due for a good refurb, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so I think we're going to head off down to Two Lads now, which is just in that direction down there. It is a haunted location, but we'll tell you more about that when we get there. It's the site of 2 skeletons. So, do you really think this is going to work then, or what?
It stops mind control. They don't know your thoughts.
Yeah, but is it not supposed to like attract aliens to you if you have these like silver conical things on your head?
No, they can't read your mind because they can't get through the foil.
Is that what it's for? Is that why we're wearing it? So they can't get through?
So they can't read your thoughts.
But I thought we wanted to communicate with them. I want them to read our thoughts.
No, that's the whole idea of it. So they don't know what you're thinking.
So that's why we're wearing these, because they don't know what we're thinking.
So they don't know because they can read your mind, so they can't get through it.
If we get abducted now, Andy, this is all your fault. I mean it. If we
fault.
get abducted right now, right here, from two lads, where the masters, it's all your fault.
No, but it stops them reading your thoughts, so they don't know you're here.
Well, let's see if you can read my thoughts. Let's see if you can read my thoughts right now.
I'm not a pillock.
Go on, what are my thoughts right now?
You're thinking I'm a pillock.
No. Those thoughts were earlier on. Those thoughts have passed me by. I have new thoughts.
I can't read your thoughts.
What are my new thoughts?
This looks really good.
It might involve a sandwich and a packet of crisps and some orange juice, and it might involve a piece of cake that we brought with us.
My mind's gone
So
blank.
this really works, this tinfoil, doesn't it? Because you never got read my thoughts right then.
My mind's gone blank.
Your mind is permanently blank. I hate to tell you this, but your mind... I'm trying to get the television mast. There it is. There we go. Look at that for a shot. Right, if we don't move, we've got you, me, and... the television mast is in. There we go, at the back. Right, so we're up at two, lads.
Is it the mast?
And we're trying a little bit of alien communication, but apparently this is non-communication, is it? I didn't know that. I thought you wore these on your heads to develop the communication,
Protects your
but...
brain.
Oh, well, we may as well take them off now then, innit? And just get on with our sandwiches and then carry on with the investigation. Anyway, talking of investigation, what have we got lined up next? What's planned next? Have you brought your laser torch?
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
All
I'm
right.
gonna flash the sky, see what...
Got to flash the laser into the sky and see if any alien wants to flash back. We shall see. So I just want to show you guys that the door is behind the mast. It's about 3 a.m. now. This is like why we like to come up here for solstice, because you've got dawn coming on. This is one of the two lab monuments. Andy standing over the other monument is over this side. So the story behind these two monuments is there were some archaeology students up here in the 1970s digging with their tutor, and they came across two skeletons. So they first of all thought they were going to be like archaeological skeletons, but they realised that they weren't deep enough in the ground and they weren't old enough to be archaeological, so they had to call the police because it then became like a murder case, you know, or a missing people's case. So this is the other monument where the second skeleton was found. So what happened then, the police came and took the skeletons away, and they had to try and find where were these skeletons. So what happened, the police had a look at the unsolved cold cases. The skeletons were showing... What's up? What light? Where? Oh, the top? Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Just make sure it's not a plane. Well, just zoom in and see if... Alright, so we've just spotted a light up there. Let's see if we can get a little bit... It's got... Is it a plane? Which one are you looking at? I can only... Yeah, there's a plane up there, but the one by the... I've got the one by the mast on camera right now. Yeah, but it's all different... I've lost it. It's all different colours. flashing different colours. Just come over here and look on camera. Seriously, I'm not joking, it's flashing different colours. Get your binoculars on it. It's showing on here, it's flashing different colours. I hope we don't get flipping abducted now, Andy, I mean it. Are you sure it's not a star? It's flashing different colours, I don't... Just come over here and look. Fucking hell, it's not even anywhere near me, he's over there. Pardon me for swearing, guys. That is flashing different colours in it, I'm not imagining that. I'm not sure it's not a star because it isn't actually moving. It looks like it's moving because I'm jiggling about with the camera, trying to keep it steady. I should have brought the tripod, but we've hiked quite a bit, so it's a bit hard to hike with the tripod. That's the mast. Got it again. Flashing different colours. Is it moving around? I think it's me moving the camera. I can't really tell. It looks to me like it's stationary. I'll just pull the camera out a bit because I don't want to make you guys dizzy with it. It's flashing different colours anyway when I zoomed in, it was flashing different colours. It's flashing different colours, you're not even listening.
Yeah,
I've been saying it about 100 times.
Yeah, it's like red and green.
Yeah, but watch when I zoom in. You can see it on here, it's flashing different colours.
Yeah.
Right, watch. Let me get it first. I had it before, I can't look at it now. Right, watch there, look on here. Can't keep it steady.
Yeah, it is. It's different colours.
It's flashing different colours, isn't it?
But the water plane went past. There was a plane.
Yeah, I saw the plane higher up.
That's not moving because when I looked on here, on these,
I can't keep it steady because of the wind. It's so annoying. Wish I could just keep it. We should have brought the tripod. I've lost it again now. But on here, when you zoom in, it's flashing different colours. It's really... Can you see it through your binoculars? It's really, really hard to pick it up on here. It's right at the top, innit? Right, let's go right back to the top of the mast. But it was flashing different colours. It's gone up from here now. I can't get it on here now. I had it clear before, flashing different colours. Can you see it? So what is that? Try and get back in again. I don't want to make people dizzy with me filming shit because I'm trying to keep my balance. There it is, right, I had it in picture before.
it's red and green.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a plane because it's not moving.
It's definitely flashing different colours.
It's flashing. It's red and green.
Yeah, it is. I had it really clear on here before, but it's hard to pick it up.
The plane went past. I could clearly
Yeah, I saw the
I could
plane.
clearly see the plane on the other side. That's not moved. It's not getting any closer or any further away.
Alright, I've got it again there now. Let's see if we can keep it in shot this time. Yeah, it's flashing different colours.
But it's not flashing different colours like you would expect from a plane.
Well, planes only go red one side and green the other. They don't flash different colours.
No, that's the whole thing. Is flashing different colours.
But that is flashing different colours. I had it really clear on here before, but I'm just about to see it now. Yeah, it's flashing different colours. It's not moving about, is it? Because I keep losing it off screen. I think it's because it's just really windy up here and my camera's being blown about. It's hard to keep... But why is it not moving though? Do you know what I mean? And it's flashing different colours, definitely.
It's like a massive orb.
I managed to get a really good shot of it before I zoomed right in and held it. Look, the moon's going to come up over there. The moon. We'll watch that in a minute because it's going to be just a part moon, I think, at the minute. But that, it was flashing different colours when I zoomed right in before. I've got it again in my lens, but it's hard to keep still. Yeah, it's definitely flashing all different colours, not just red and green. I'm getting all colours on here. Yeah, I'm getting all colours on here. But I have to keep zooming out because I keep losing the thing. Well, do you want to? Because it's the only way we're going to know, innit, if we get... Alright, so I'm sorry about the filming, guys, but I'm trying my best to get that thing in shot, but it was flashing different colours that then. Did you see? I think you can see that because I could see that it was all different colours. No, it's a ball. It's flashing different colours, but it hasn't actually moved or shifted. The reason it looked like it was moving about is because my hand was all over the place because it's really windy up here and I'm jiggling. It hasn't actually moved from position. So I'm just wondering, is there a star that can flash different colours like that? I'm not sure. I'm going to keep an eye on that because if it suddenly zips out of the sky, then it's something else. But when you zoom in, and Andy could see on his binoculars too, it was flashing different colours. It clearly was flashing different colours, so I don't know. I guess we ought to Google where the stars are positioned right now because the moon's just come up, so I'm going to show you that because that looks really cool right now. Look at the moon there. So we've got the moon, which is amazing because we've got dawn here. We've got dawn breaking there behind the mast. And then we've got the moon right there, so we've got like day and night. We've got day and night in one sky. And there's the moon. It's just going behind clouds, that's why it's looking an odd shape. There's the moon. How incredible is that? To have two... You've got dawn. No, I didn't. But it's not moving anywhere though. That's what gets me. It's just staying in one place.
Yeah. But when I zoomed in with the binoculars, it's like a circle, but it's all different colours.
Well, it was flashing different colours on here.
See,
look at the moon, Andy.
Is it spinning?
I've got the mast and the moon and that all in one shot now.
Right. Let's try this.
Yeah. Alright, so Andy's sending laser signal out to that flashing orb up there to see if we get any response or you know if is it a star that can flash different colours or is it something else? Can Saturn flash different colours, you know, because of the ice rings?
Did
it just appear? I was looking over. I was doing the two lads thing.
It wasn't there when I was looking over there, and I said to you about dawn.
Right.
And then when you come over here, I looked and I thought, it's there.
It's flashing different colours. When I zoomed in, it was flashing different colours. That. So we've got dawn coming up. Is at the top of that mast, the second light down, it's just right beside it. And we've got the moon there. How spectacular is that? This is why you've got to get out on solstice. I'm not sure it's not a star because it isn't moving anywhere. It isn't altering its course. It's not zipping about. It's not going up, down or anywhere. So why is it sitting there then? Is it observing? Look get back in again on here and see if I can get the colours of it again picked up. Right, so it's just coming into view there. God, why do I keep losing the thing? There it is. It's really hard to get on here. We need a better telescope camera really to pick it up, because I zoom in and then I lose it. It's about there. I had it clear as day before, and it was flashing all different colours. Why is it not showing up on camera now? It was showing up before. It's not showing up now at all. It won't come on there now. I had it clear before. No, it's not showing itself.
It's not showing itself. Now that.
I'll try again. It's there, just come into view, flashing.
It's there. Yeah, I've got it.
Right, it's flashing different colours. I've got it now. But is it...
See, it's gonna look like.
Can you see it on the camera, Andy? Yeah.
It's there.
It's all different colours. Luke, it's all different colours.
It's there.
It's all different colours.
Yeah.
What the hell is
That's
it?
not a star.
But it's just the way it's flashing all different colours.
That's that's not. That's like three sides.
Do you think so?
There's three sides to that. It's like that. God knows what. That isn't a star.
I don't think so.
No. Stars don't do that.
I know it's flashing all the different rainbow
Or a
colours there
planet.
is.
It looks triangular.
I can't explain that at all. Let's just keep our eye on it. Let's just keep our eye on it in the sky right now where it is there. Because if that thing disappears... I just don't get why it's flashing different colours. There's the moon. So that's amazing. We've got day and night in one sky. But that, I just don't understand why it's... Why is it not... Why? How long... I mean, do they just sit there? Don't they zip about after a while? Do they always just sit there?
But when we've been here before,
Yeah.
different times of the year, we've seen that before. The last time we couldn't pick it up.
So is it not... This is what I mean, is it...
We've both quite clearly seen that on the...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The last time we did.
No. Oh, you mean when we loaded it up, you mean? No, there was nothing, no footage to show. So let's see if it's actually recorded. That's the thing, isn't it? We won't know till we've loaded it up.
Feels not still.
What it gets me is it isn't moving anywhere. Now some stars, maybe Saturn could flash different colours because it's ice rings, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And you've got that like prism thing going on because it's ice rings, it's like glass, so I don't know if that's Saturn, if that could flash different colours.
If anybody watches this,
Fascinating, but I'd be more fascinated if it was moving around and not just sitting in one spot. If we stand here for 2 hours and that doesn't alt move, then it's a star or a planet. Even maybe Saturn's one of the planets. So I don't know. It's flashing different colours, but don't forget there's Neptune and Uranus, and they're made of gas. One's blue and the other's green, so they will be that colour in the sky. Mars and Jupiter are kind of reddish, but that one, there's Saturn, which might, I don't know. It is flashing different colours, and I don't know why, but it all depends which one it is, doesn't it? Which planet it is. Look at the moon, though. I'm just going to zoom back in on that again because it's got a nice little crescent there now. Oh, look at it closer, it's too close. That's probably the best I can get of the moon. The nice crescent there. But I think what's spectacular for me is that you've got night and day in one sky. You've got day there, and you've got night. And that's solstice. This is solstice. This is why we do solstice. This is why we come up here for solstice. You get day and night merging at this time, which is it, what, about 3 o'clock now, do you think? It's usually about 3 a.m. I think the day and the night merges into one, and it's just beautiful. Because if you go back this way, it's pitch black. We're still in that night time over there. We're still in night time over there. You keep an eye on that, Andy, because I'm a bit... It is changing colours, so we don't really know, to be honest, what...
We don't.
Whether it's a star that's reflecting different light. I mean, maybe we need to Google. I know there was 2 stars in relation to the sun, the moon this week, that together they made a smiley face.
Yeah.
So it might be one of them stars, but I don't know which one. I think it was Jupiter and Saturn. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, if it is Saturn, I'm just thinking because it's got ice rings around it. We'll have to read up about Saturn.
Yeah, see whether...
You can see all the masts now, Luke. Now that all them at the bottom, they're all the different masts for different police and anybody who uses radios.
Well, the one thing...
Mobile phones,
one thing
GPS.
We do know it's not a plane anyway.
No, it's definitely not that. But it was flashing different colours. When I zoomed in, it was flashing all different colours, and I don't know. It does look like a U.F.O on here. It really does. But we've got to look. Is it a star that's reflecting different colours? We need to look that up. We can't just say, "Oh, we've got a U.F.O," because we don't know if it's a U.F.O or not.
We don't.
Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I think if a UFO, it would have moved by now if it had known it was being watched, or it would have stopped this camera or something. I don't think it would have just let us carry on. I don't know. If it just vanishes out of the sky or just shoots down or shoots across or shoots up or whatever, then yeah, obviously it is. But if it just sits like that and then if in another hour we're still here and that's still there, then I think it's going to be just something that's reflecting like Saturn might reflect. We've got a brilliant cloud formation coming up there too behind me. Monster. We're going up there next month, aren't we? Isn't it? It's a Loch Ness Monster in the sky. So we've got an interesting sky going on up here. So it's pitch black over there. We've got the moon. We've got daylight and a UFO potentially. And a strange cloud formation. It's like a giant squirrel. Actually. It goes on here. It's like a dog. Not a dog, man. Oh, my top. That's the last thing we need right now up here, isn't it? Because really, look where we are. We're way above everything here. Just going to show you guys around, which is what I was trying to do in the first place. So over there, the red lights, we've got Manchester. That's Manchester city centre there. And then if we move across, we've got... Over there is Liverpool Birkenhead. And then... What are you doing? You're trying to put me off me filming. I don't need no help with that. Right up there we've got heading towards Blackpool, but I think it's too far away to see the Blackpool Tower. Sometimes you can actually see it, you know, but right now I don't think you can see it. I think when you're at Rivington Pike, which is further up, you can see it from there. But anyway, this is why we're here, solstice. That's the Two-Lab monument that I was telling you about before. We saw that in the sky, which is still there. No, we heard those birds before down at Cannock Chase. Lapwings or something. Anyway, going back to this strange monument here, there's 2 lads. This is where the 2 skeletons. One skeleton was found here, the other skeleton was found where Andy is over there right now. and they got the police to take them away and get them checked out, and it turned out they were related to one another. They had the same DNA, and they were sort of 1950s era. So what they did, they opened up the cold cases and realised that there was a gangster thing had gone on in Manchester, which anybody familiar with Manchester, if you know a dodgy pub called the Turk's Head at Shude Hill. So these two brothers, they think there were two chefs and they were related to a gang that used to meet up at the Turk's Head at Shude Hill. Some scuffle went on and these two disappeared, just never seen again. And these two skeletons turned up here, when they matched the DNA they were related, like brothers or some close connection like that. So they got carted away to the forensic, and that was it really. They never heard any more about it. I don't think they really were able to prove one way or the other who they were, but they knew that they were, they got roughly the age of them, the time that they were buried, and that they were related. So they guessed it was going to be that pair, but there was no conclusive ending to that. So these two monuments were built to represent the two skeletons, the two lad skeletons. So we did do some paranormal up here, and you can get that. It's under Two Lads Murder Investigation. I think we did 2 investigations up here. We've got pretty good evidence on both of them, really, so they're worth checking out. Some of our earlier videos, we've done quite a few early videos up here, different locations, different things, sort of 2 years ago when we first started out. So this first time we've really done solstice. Well, we come up here for solstice every year, but it's the first time we've brought the cameras up and done it. And that thing is still there, so I'm guessing that's probably a star, but because it's flashing different colours, it makes you think, like, you know, is it? Because I wouldn't like to think it just disappears now and we've missed the whole thing. But my main thing here is, look at this. It's the moon behind the Two Lad Monument. And you can hear the birds. And I think the skylarks. If I remember, we were down at Cannock Chase the other week. And we were up early in the morning because it was light with the dawn. And there was a sign up saying that you can hear the skylarks. And I think what they do is them birds, they nest in the grass. That's why you can hear them. So somewhere. Just perfect conditions for them, really. We actually named our drone the Skylark, then we named it after that. We haven't actually done any proper footage with it yet because we're still learning to fly it, but as soon as we can do that, we will do. Now there's another star coming up over there, below the moon. I don't tell Andy because he'll think it's another UFO. Whilst we're on the subject of UFOs, I just want to tell everyone about a sighting I had it was 2022 August, in the afternoon of all times. It was brilliant sunshine, a really, really hot day. I was driving home from work and I was caught up in traffic where all the cars had stopped at the lights and everyone had the windows down and everyone was just like bored, thinking, oh, you know. And we were looking out, I was looking out, and I could see other people were looking. And in the distance I could see what I thought was a police helicopter coming. So everyone was leaning and just looking around, waiting for traffic, because traffic was so bad that day. It was really, really, really hot. And as it came closer and closer, this thing got bigger and bigger, and it wasn't a police helicopter, it was not making any sound at all. And the best way I can describe it was red metal, and it was shaped like a Christmas cracker. But at both ends it had got really, really, really bright lights, so bright it was actually as bright as the sun. The sun was up there and the lights, and all I could think was the lights at the ends of this thing, as bright as the sun, and it was turning through the sky like that. And it was huge, and it was just tumbling overhead, and it was silent. There was no sound coming from it at all, and everyone was leaning out looking, and everyone was looking at each other to see if they were looking, and everybody was filming like that on the phones. My phone was in my bag at the back, so I wasn't able to film at all. But I was just sat looking at it, and I looked at the lady in front of me, and she was looking up at it, and I looked through the mirror at the person behind me, and they were looking, so I thought, everyone's seeing this thing, it isn't just me, everybody is seeing, and this is the hottest day in August, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, in brilliant sunshine, and Asda's right here, and there's a school right there, and there's traffic backed up, and all I could think was, why is it coming now? Why is it coming over now with all these people didn't see it. And why is it so low in the sky? What is it? And everything was just so baffling. We couldn't get out of our cars because we were in traffic. The lights were about to change. So when the lights changed, I quickly went into the Asda car park, jumped out of the car and looked, and it had gone. I couldn't see it anywhere. And when I got in, actually I was quiet. I couldn't get my head around it. I couldn't understand what it was. I couldn't put a name to it. I'd never seen anything like it before. I couldn't compare with other people because we were all in our cars. We couldn't get out and start a conversation in the middle of the road. It was busy, dual carriageways. It's like they were all looking at the same thing. They must have seen what I saw, and I don't know what it was. And I can't put it. I've called it a Christmas cracker because that's the shape it was, and that's the only thing I can identify it with. But it makes your brain really confused. It leaves you feeling really, really confused because I got home and I was quiet, and we got ready to go out. Me and Andy, we were going down to Bloodstock that night. All the way down to Bloodstock, I just kept quiet, and I thought, I don't know what I've seen. I don't even know how to tell Andy. I thought, it's going to sound stupid. I think I've seen a UFO this afternoon, or at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a hot sunny August. Why would you see a UFO at that time? When we pulled into services, I said to Andy, I think I've seen something, a UFO in the skies today, and he listened. And I thought, my brain can't take this in. I cannot make sense of what it was or anything. All I know it was, and I'm not very good at like size-wise describing. It was huge, metal, red, square like that. But then it went in, and then it come out like it was Christmas cracker shaped. It's the best way I could describe it, with lights on the end, and it was just rotating and tumbling like that, not making any sound at all, just going on its way to where it was going. And I started thinking, well, is it something that we made, humans? Is it like a weather thing going up into space, or is it, something to do with Google or GPS or anything like that being sent up? And you think, you're asking yourself all these questions, you're trying to rationalise what you've seen.
You don't know.
And it's like, I don't know what it was, and I really hope there's other people out there who have seen the same thing and can identify with it, what it's like to see something like that and not know what it is. And it's not so much scary, it's more confusing. I'd say it's very, very confusing. And I do think, and a lot of people have said this after they've had UFO sightings, you are left feeling really emotional because, and I don't know whether it's because you can't figure out what it is, you're so confused, your brain can't help you to work out what it is. And I think that's what brings these feelings of emotional, being upset, wanting to cry, because you're baffled. You don't know what it is. And that was 2022, towards the end of August, when we're heading down to Bloodstock. So I talk about it to this day with people that I know are interested in UFOs, people that will believe the story. There's always going to be skeptics out there, and I think until you see something, you are a skeptic. It's the same with everything else, ghosts, dogman, or anything that's unusual. If you don't see it, then you can be skeptic, but when you do have an experience, then that changes to belief, and I don't know what that was. Okay guys, I'm going to give you one more film round before we call it a night or morning. We had a look and that thing is still there, so it looks like it was a star. Just going to show you again the difference in the sky before we finish. It's a cloud in the background, and then we've still got the moon there with, I think, Venus below it. And then you go into darkness over here, Manchester, and then over towards the coast, Liverpool, and up towards Preston and Blackpool. It's just breaking dawn, and that gives us a full circle and back to the television mast again. So from Alison and Andy, Spiritual Encounters at Solstice, thank you once again for joining us. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you like our videos. I'm going to be going out a bit more now, doing some more of this UFO stuff, because a couple of odd things have happened lately. Last week I had a really vivid dream about a UFO spinning around different colours and going up in the air, and I dreamt that lots of people were filming it and it wasn't showing up on anybody's cameras, and the message was, you won't pick us up because it's not allowed. And after that, I was left feeling very groggy and tired and drained for a few days, and it just makes you wonder, is it the real events that are happening, and it's happening in our dreams? Is it just dreams, or is it actually really happening when we're asleep? So I think now more than ever we want to look into the UFO thing and just follow it up more. So we're going to be on clear nights doing a little bit more of this. So we're going to be going off up to Scotland soon, and we'll see you from Edinburgh and Loch Ness, and hopefully we'll do some cryptoid stuff between Aviemore and Blair Athol in the mountains. So take care and see you all very soon. Good night or good morning. Happy solstice.